welcome back to Tachyon TV's Space-Time Visualiser. My name's Andrew Smith and today we'll be travelling back to 1990 and the transmission of an episode of Stay Tuned. Presented by Blackadder's Tony Wobinson, this cunning showcase for short films ran for 5 years and at that time introduced a generation of British children to classic animation from the golden age of Hollywood and beyond. The format was simple. Actually, if you follow me, I'll show you. Wobinson would basically stand in front of a green screen just like this and introduce various shorts, while offering up behind-the-scenes information and placing them in their proper historical context. Take, for example, the episode transmitted on August 25th, 1990. In this instalment, Stay Tuned outlined the evolution of Bugs Bunny by showing a number of shorts from the character's early years. Tony's enthusiasm for great animation was infectious, and I think what appealed to me, even at an early age, was the fact that Stay Tuned never talked down to its audience. The animation process wasn't oversimplified, behind-the-scenes footage wasn't tarted up with goofy voiceovers or shoehorned celebrities, and the medium itself was treated with the utmost respect. Two things stick in my memory that perfectly illustrate this. Firstly, on BBC television, to a family audience, Stay Tuned broadcast some examples of what are probably best described as racially insensitive cartoons. These are shorts that even Warner Brothers refused to add to their DVD releases of Looney Tunes. I'm not saying that showing these is inherently a good thing, but their presentation was. Wobinson simply and gently explained the context in which they were produced, and acknowledged that while the racist imagery was in no uncertain terms wrong, there was no sense in covering up the past, when there was still something to be learned from viewing them. Secondly, and I quite clearly remember laughing at this as a child, there was an episode where Tony received a letter from a viewer who asked why the series never showcased any Disney shorts. Rather than ignoring the question, Tony came out on air and told the truth. Disney wanted too much money. That's how you win the trust of your audience.
Greetings, comrades.
Stay Tuned has long been a distant memory, and it was near impossible to track down some clips for use in this tribute, but it left a lasting impression with me.
What's so unusual about the film is that it wasn't made in America by Walt Disney or one of the other big Hollywood cartoon makers, but here in Britain by a studio called Halas and Batchelor. So who were Halas and Batchelor? Well, John Halas was born in Hungary. He studied with tutors from the famous Bauhaus School of Design and came to Britain in 1936. Joy Batchelor was from Watford and studied at the world-famous Watford School of Art. Actually, it's not really world-famous, but it's very big in Watford.
I think this show was probably the first to make me aware of the fact that film and television series didn't just burst into existence when they appeared on a TV screen in front of me. In the case of Bugs Bunny, an iconic character evolved through collaborations across a number of films, rather than suddenly emerging as a fully formed corporate mascot. Stay Tuned has a lot to answer for. By the age of 8, I could tell the difference between a Chuck Jones, a Tex Avery or a Bob Clampett cartoon, and I had a working knowledge of the National Film Board of Canada. That's not normal, but it is wonderful. So thanks, Tony.
Stay tuned.